to Distracted Divas. I'm Diva Pearl. We have Diva Mona, Diva Pamela, and Diva Becky. Please join us for our podcast and see what's going on today
on Distracted Divas.
Welcome to Distracted Divas. What is today? Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday?
This Wednesday.
That happens when you're retired. Welcome
Hi.
to Distracted Divas. We have Diva Pam and we have Diva Mona. The other two divas will be joining us shortly. They're distracted.
They're supposed
to. Look, they're distracted. Today we're going to talk about two different scenarios, but kind of the same premise.
Mm-hmm.
Mona's
summer safety.
Yeah, we're going to try to do a lot of summer safety on some of our podcasts.
Yeah,
everybody's out of
season
school
of summer.
Yes, everybody's out of school, and there's a lot of different things going on and things that should be aware of. And to me, it takes a village to help raise children. So meaning if you're at the beach and there's other people around and they see kids, you want to look, you want to keep your eyes on it to see if there's anything that doesn't look right, or you can interject or help somebody with.
Right. So we got two stories to talk about today, and they could be triggering for some people. They're going to be kind of serious. So if you don't want to listen to that, then feel free to skip this episode, because there are going to be some children that lose their lives and stuff too. So yes. That may be triggering for people. So you might want to just let them know up front, and maybe if you don't want to listen to a serious podcast, you can skip this one. And we got a bunch of other ones where we're definitely not this serious, but we got two different stories we want to talk about. And one of them is from October of 2025. This happened on a Friday, October 10th, 2025 in Miramar Beach, Florida. And it was a Texas couple, Brian and Sarah Wilkes of Houston. They were arrested in Florida after leaving their 6-month-old baby unattended under a beach tent. Beachgoers found the infant and notified authorities. The parents were arrested and charged with felony child neglect, while their children were placed in state custody. So some details about the event. Like I said, it was in Miramar Beach, which is Walton County, which is near like Destin in Panhandle, Florida. It was a Friday afternoon. The parents were Brian Wilkes, 40 years old, and Sarah Wilkes, 37. So plenty old enough to know better. They placed their infant in a beach tent for a nap, and then they walked down the shore with their 3 older children, leaving the baby alone for roughly an hour. And the baby was, I think I already said it, but 6 months old.
Yeah.
So fellow beachgoers noticed that the baby was unattended and waited with the infant until a hotel security guard and deputies arrived. And well, I guess we could talk about the story first, and then we can go into what the charges were and stuff, because Pam and I both watched a video. It was about 20 minutes long or so. And and so basically I'll let you go summarize what you saw on the video of what happened that day.
So basically the couple have 4 kids in total, and 3 of them, one was 3, and one was 5. Mm-hmm. They supposedly took them along the beach to catch crabs,
that's right.
They were trying to catch some crabs, so they were walking. But what happened is that there were other people on the beach, and they didn't notice. They didn't know. They knew they had the 3 kids, but they didn't know there was another kid, the baby, the 6-month-old, under a tent or something, in the car seat or stroller or whatever it is, a carrier. And someone else noticed that there was a kid in there, but the couple was gone for more than an hour because they called the cops. And as the cops were there, while the cops were there, it was like 20 minutes. It was still 20 minutes or so before the couple came back, but they had already been gone an hour.
Right.
And then they saw them coming back, and then they came back, then of course the cops talked to them, but the kid was 6 months old. Mm-hmm. And They said the kid didn't look dehydrated or anything like that. It did regurgitate on one of the
Yeah.
but it again, it was hot outside. They left the kid, a 6-month-old child, for
Right.
more than an hour.
Alone.
Yes, and right, more than an hour. And thank God nothing happened to the kid.
Right.
There's another point I wanted to make, that there was people on the beach watching after they noticed that it was a kid, and they were actually looking for the parents themselves, but they were
Right.
so far away that they lost sight of them and they couldn't find them anywhere. It wasn't like you could say, "Oh, they're over there." They were
Right.
so far away from the baby that no one could find them until they started walking back, and that's when the other people noticed it. But they had already somebody had already picked the baby up and took them to the security guard before the police officer came to take them.
Right.
And then they called paramedics and everything. And
Yeah, and I think one of the things that like stuck out about why people even recognized the couple was because the dad was like yelling at the kids in the water or on the beach or something. So
right,
like kind of like being a little bit sounding like he was a little aggressive with the little guys, and kind of caught some of the people around them, caught their eye and their ears because he
right,
was yelling at the kids. So that's
right.
part of why they kind of like noticed this group anyway.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
So
And to me, when I go to the beach and I see people with kids, with a lot of kids, I'm always watching anyway. I have grandkids. I'm
mm-hmm.
always watching. I'm always
Same.
looking. If the parent goes this way and the kid is standing there, I'm always watching, because it's not just the water that can get them. There's predators on the beach as well. So
Well,
you really,
that's what's crazy to me. Like, yes, this kid could, well, it was October, so it could have been hot that day. It could have been, it's Florida. Like, it could have been
right,
hot. It could have been kind of a nice day. But either way, you're going to like leave a child alone in a little tent. Like, that thing's going to get hot. And
yes.
one of the things I remember the dad saying when they do come back, I mean, we can kind of get to that in a few minutes, but like one of the things he does say is like, well, she takes like a 2 hour nap usually. Like, okay, so that's an excuse to leave this
But
kid
that's at home.
alone,
That's not out in a different,
right?
in a whole
And
different.
I guess she woke up like 30 minutes into it because, hey, it's probably effing hot in there. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
But anyway, like I was reading through some of the comments because I saw this video on Facebook, and one of the things that one of the people said was like, I don't even like to leave my like sunglasses and flip flops alone. You know what
right,
I mean?
right.
Like, what are you even thinking
And
to,
another thing too, if to me, if my child is sleeping, and it's not that you trust everybody, but these ladies were sitting there, they looked like nice ladies, even though nice
right,
people are predators too. You can just say,
right,
hey, I'm gonna walk over here, my baby's sleeping. So
right.
they know. If you can look up, they probably would have been like, oh, sure, I'll watch, because they're the
Yeah,
one who called. They probably would have watched your child for you, or kept an
right.
eye on your
I
child
mean, at
for
least
you.
like you've got somebody that you have appointed to keep
Yes.
an eye. Like, would I do that? Like, ask a stranger to watch my kid while I walk away?
No.
No, you know.
But
But
at
like,
least you
that's
did
better than
something.
leaving that child alone.
But a 6-month-old child who can't fend for themselves, the only thing they can do is crying. But they didn't even say the baby was crying. Maybe the baby
Yeah,
started to overheat, but they did say the diaper was full. The cop did say,
yeah,
oh, yeah, the
that's true
diaper's
too.
pretty full.
Yeah.
So they might have left a bottle or something there for the child. Either way, a 6-month-old
Hmm.
child doesn't have the motor skills to hold a bottle, unless they're my
Right.
son. They don't have the motor skills to hold a bottle.
Yeah.
They only know I need something, and according to further investigation, the mother breastfed the baby.
Right.
So
So, okay, so the Good Samaritans around notice that this child's alone and get proper authorities and everything involved. And like you said, the cops had been there for probably at least 20 minutes before these people come strolling up. And the
and they
funny
didn't
thing
even
is,
run. Wait, I'm sorry. They didn't even run up when they saw the cops. They just
right?
walked up. Are you kidding me?
Didn't
I would
they
have been,
really just seem oblivious,
yes.
just in general, to
And what
everything?
which
Like
what
they
did
did
I do wrong?
absolutely nothing wrong.
Yes,
It
yes.
was wild. It's a wild
And the
video.
mother wanted to go take a bath, a shower. Like,
Well,
they
we
were
haven't
like,
got there yet.
no. Yeah, they
So,
definitely seemed oblivious. Like they were
well,
like,
they start questioning them, asking them, getting their side of the story because they've heard all these different witnesses' accounts.
right,
And like you said, one of the ones like that were sitting directly behind where they were, he said that he noticed that they'd been gone for at least 45 minutes.
yes,
So the dad comes up and tries to say that, well, we weren't that far away. The kids kind of ran off a little bit ahead of us and we were just a little bit down here. Like almost try and make it sound like they were like within visual sight, which they weren't. Because if you were, you would have been there immediately when the cops came up. You
well,
know what I mean?
they weren't because the people that were sitting there knew exactly what they had on and everything
Yes.
and did not see them at all. Even the cop, they walked closer to the water to take a peripheral view and they
Right.
still didn't see them. So they were like,
Well, and we're watching like a 20-minute edited video. It had to have gone on, that whole
right,
encounter with the police had to have gone on for probably several hours between when they first talk to them and encounter them on the beach to the time that they go up to their room to the time that they book them and all that stuff. And they've got their body cameras on the whole time. So, I
right.
mean, honestly,
And
if
it's
they
a body
released
cam video.
all that footage,
It's not even a cell phone video. It's a body cam video.
right, right.
So it's not even
So,
somebody else taking a picture of them.
yeah, it's a really good, interesting video.
Yes.
It really sucks you in to want to see the whole thing. It's like 20 minutes or more,
Yeah,
and I
because when
watched
I
the whole
looked at
thing.
it, I was like, what the hell? I actually looked at it more than once because I'm like, did she really ask to take a shower?
Yeah, so
Are
then
you serious?
so the baby spits up a couple times while the deputies have her in custody, and even the parents asked to hold her, and they were like, no, not at this point. We're we need to get more information before you can, have your child back or anything. And yeah, and then they're from Texas, so they have nobody there, anybody, no family nearby or whatever. Anyway, they come up, they really like act like it's so nonchalant, like it wasn't a big deal that they did this, which that kind of scares me because like, what are you doing on a day-to-day basis that you didn't realize that what you did here was horrible, you know?
Well, I'm looking at the video too, like we skipped something, is that one of the ladies said that the couple was arguing
Mm-hmm.
and the man is yelling and screaming at the kids. She didn't say he was talking to them. She said, "Oh, you're the man is yelling was yelling and screaming
Yeah,
at the kids." But as a mom, me, I'm not going to walk away with you
right.
with the kids. You got them. I'll take one of them if you can't handle all of them. But I'm going to take
Right.
one of them and I'm going to stay with the baby. Like, why are you
Right.
leaving your baby? I don't understand that.
Right. You take the kids and go crabbing,
Right.
or you take two and I'll take two. You know what I
And
mean?
even if the baby was asleep, you could have crabbed right in front of where you were sitting.
Right? I mean, these kids don't know. They're
Right.
they're what, 5 and under? They don't care like if they're 10 feet away or a
Yes.
mile away, you know? Let's pause for a second. But
Welcome, Diva Becky. How are you?
Hello, hello. I'm doing
hey
well.
girl, welcome, welcome. All right, we're gonna continue on with our story about this Texas couple at the beach with their kid left alone in the tent. So where were we at? We were talking about the people talking about the yelling at the kids.
Yes, yes. Because we're working our way to them going to the room
Right.
and putting their stuff up,
Yeah.
their tent and stuff up.
So
Yeah.
essentially they thought it was a great idea to go on an hour walk, leave the 6 month behind in a tent, and just go on an hour walk. And time got away from them with the three kids.
It was more than an hour. That's a daggone show.
They said time got away. Like, this sounds like something that maybe like a 19-year-old, 20-year-old mom might do by accident, not knowing yet. But like,
Yes.
None of us are perfect, but you would think at child number 2, maybe 3, you would
No,
understand.
4. That's the fourth one.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
But you would think that at child number 2 or 3, they would understand basic awareness.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. True.
It's one of the craziest stories that I've seen lately. To just like I told Pam earlier, there was a comment that said like I get nervous leaving my glasses and flip flops, while I go
I don't
swim
know.
at the beach. Yeah.
But if it was October, it wasn't 90 degrees outside, but it was nice enough for them to be able to go to the beach.
Right.
That's the point. The baby's 6 months. There's perverts. I was telling Mona, there's
Yeah.
perverts out there.
They took it.
Steal your baby.
They took.
Well, imagine if somebody was watching you and thinking like, oh, maybe they saw them a day or two before and they're like, oh, these are people who are oblivious, you know, and they're like, oh, now's my chance, and they snag that baby, and now they're at least an hour away with that baby, and you'll
Yep.
never see that baby again.
Because
You know?
because the wife had to follow the husband or the husband had to follow the wife. Beats all I ever seen.
They
Yeah.
took.
There's
They
two
took-
people that
They tried to take the village saying way too seriously.
but the thing is, there's two people there. You got 4 kids. You take 2, you take 2. Why do I have to? I see you every day. Why do I have to
Right.
be with you? Why do I have to be with you an hour away from our child, the baby? The young child? Are you kidding me?
Well, sometimes when you're raising kids and just in general, you gotta, as a couple, you gotta divide and conquer, you know?
Yes. You
Yes.
can't be insecure, because to me that's the sign of an insecure man or woman. Whoever decided that they're going to follow this person or follow that person, that's a sign of insecurity, because that's dangerous. Number one, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Period. That's
Now, the one thing and the only thing I'll give this couple credit for is they are a good example of how you should act when you are dealing with police.
yes.
Because they are very apologetic. Well, not even apologetic, because they weren't really apologetic. They're actually
They were
kind of
subdued.
yes.
They were very
They're just
subdued.
very like I understand, you know, that this is your job and you're doing what you have to do, and you know, they're like trying to get along, so to speak, or whatever, but still like
They weren't screaming, they weren't hollering, they weren't doing, because they were wrong, period.
oh yeah.
And the thing is, the husband is a health something in the health department executive. So how do you not know? Look, how do you not know?
Right.
Of all people, that's like a nurse doing that dumb shit.
Yeah.
How do you not know?
There was a nurse in the next tent over. She's the one that.
Oh.
The 2 ladies, they said they were retired nurses.
Yeah.
So yes, that's why they stayed. That's why they were there watching. She said, I'm a retired nurse, so I know.
Right.
We are obligated by law to report these things. So she knew that they were gone too long.
Well, and then when the police came up and had the baby for a little while and the baby had spit up, now the parents come back and then they tell him, like, well, she has been spitting up. Well, he's like, oh, well, she spits up all the time. Well, how do you know that she's spitting up because she spits up all the time? Or is she actually on the verge of being dehydrated?
Right.
You know, because that's a symptom when you get dehydrated, which seems kind of counterproductive, but your body starts expelling things, you know? So
and she already had a full diaper, so.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was another thing. They made a comment about that her diaper was full. So, I mean, you know, how long has she been sitting in a full diaper?
And they had it to where they thought they had it down packed that the baby naps for 2 hours. Not all babies nap the same amount of time every day.
No.
Right.
They sure the heck don't.
I mentioned that earlier too. Like, okay, well, so maybe she woke up because she was hot, you know, because you got her in a tent on the beach, you know, with the sun beating down on her. There's no umbrella over her or anything, you know. Not that any of that would have made a difference, because there's no excuse for leaving a 6-month-old alone. Period. You know.
None.
So,
Yep.
None.
Stop. None.
But
then
zero. So now the cops come up. The cops are there. The people are back. They're telling them that basically, you know, they're contacting their supervisor on what the next steps are, because this is child abuse, and that DCF is going to be involved, which is Department of Children and Families. And, you know, now they're going to let them go back to the room. I don't remember why they were going back to the room. If it was just to get the kids
they were
out of the heat.
Going back to the room so that she can. They wanted to take their stuff up to the room because they were going to be arrested. They wanted to take their stuff up to the room, and she wanted to pump. She wanted to go pump milk.
Oh, that's right, because she breastfeeds.
Also, the cell phones were up there, and they had to call the family to drive down from.
That's right.
To drive down, I think 6-7 hours to grab the, you know.
I think it was.
I'm watching a video again, and they're walking.
It was 8 to 12.
They're walking up nonchalantly, like, "Hey, what can I do for you?" He has a little kid. Now he sees the cops, so he takes the little kid and puts him on the shoulder. and they're walking next to each other. Mother's not running saying, "Where's my child?" She's not doing any of that. They're just walking
Yeah, wouldn't you
nonchalantly
think
up to the
like, oh my
cops
God,
like,
the cops are there? Maybe my
"What's the
kid's like
right?"
something happened.
Yes,
Yes,
nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
They do that on the regular. They do that back in their town as well.
That's what I said. I think like this worries me of like what's going on with these kids behind the scenes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get caught.
yeah,
So, but what she is concerned about is like she doesn't want somebody else to gather up their stuff because the cops say, well, we're going to have, so and so, maybe one of the beachgoers or security or whoever gather up your stuff. And she doesn't want that to happen. She decides she'd rather it just sit there because she doesn't want them to get sand, too much sand. She wants everything shaken
right.
out real well and all this stuff. Like,
They were in
lady,
vacation mode for sure.
You know what they said? They said we lost track of time.
yeah.
Really, really, get out of here.
Lost
Insane.
track of time. Like, why did you? That doesn't even excuse the fact that you left your baby alone. Period.
Not
While
at all.
you're how far down the beach, nobody can see you. You're so far away. So yeah, so she's worried about her stuff getting dirty, too much sand being packed up.
And she's walking away while they're trying to talk to her. And she's like, "Oh, I'm just getting my stuff." This is what she literally walked away like they're just talking to the husband. So let him take care of it. And
Right.
she's walking toward her stuff. And they're like, "Ma'am, what are you doing? Come back over here." And she's like, "I'm just getting my stuff."
Yeah.
Bitch, you ain't getting nothing. Oops. You're not getting anything. Hey, your ass
That's
over
why
here.
we're not
That's
police
what you're gonna do.
officers.
Get your ass over here. That's what you're gonna do.
Edit.
Yeah. Those police officers were
No,
super
don't
nice
edit.
and calm too, though, man. They really
And
were.
then
Like,
and then they're looking at them like, take the other two kids. She picks the kid up like they're not gonna take the kid out of her arm. Dude, are you serious? You're not getting either one of these other three kids.
I don't think it really hit them until they took them, they went back up to the room and then they basically
No,
started reading
because
them.
downstairs they said the cop came and got all the kids and said, you're being detained. They told
Yeah.
him downstairs you're being detained. And he's like, all right. And they're reading them their rights. And they're
Mm-hmm.
just both standing there looking at each other like, okay, do what you got to do so we can go on about our business.
Definitely,
Yeah.
we need to follow and see what ends up happening there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and go on with the arrest and the aftermath. So the charges, the parents admitted to leaving the child, claiming that they lost track of time and did not want to disturb the baby's nap. Security cameras corroborated that they were gone for nearly 60 minutes without taking a cell phone with them. They were both arrested on the scene and charged with felony child neglect without great bodily harm, and they were released the following day after posting $1,000 bond for
Oh,
each.
Each.
That's nothing.
Yeah,
And
it's totally nothing. But I'm
and
saying they did it each. That's how could you? They
they
have
got a
four
slap on the
kids.
wrist,
Yeah, they
basically.
damn did.
The Florida Department
Damn
of Children
did.
and Families took custody of the couple's 4 children until relatives could travel from Texas to pick them up. So I guess there was an update in January. I don't know if there was something new. Um,
Let me look it up.
they need to keep tabs on those kids.
I think so.
Well,
I
they
mean,
said that I do recall that the cop did tell them that once this is handled and you bond out and you go home or whatever it is, whatever you do, Family and Children Services are gonna continue to monitor until they
they need to
feel
be monitored.
right, until they feel that everything's okay.
Yeah.
And poor kids, like if you gotta know at some point if you can handle more or whatever.
Right.
Right. Or I mean, it sounds like they're not hurting for money. I mean, I'm not
He's
trying
a
to assume too
he's
much,
an
but
executive. He's
Definitely acting in many places. Though.
yeah. So hire a nanny or something. you know, if
right,
you really are that like oblivious, like hire a nanny. But
right,
yeah, I
right.
mean, I hope that wherever they are right now, that there is somebody that's looking into this further, because to me, like, if you have the mentality that you're going to leave your child on the beach like that, like you said, Becky, I think that this is going on more. than just this one incident. Like,
Yes.
you have to be doing some things that are not safe for those children, to have the mentality that you can leave a 6-month-old on a beach alone. I mean, it's just ludicrous, really. So
Yeah.
when they arrest them, the mom asks, this was the part Pam was going crazy about. The mom asked if she could have a shower before she goes to jail.
She wanted to take a damn shower.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, sure.
You
The
could
cop
take
said, the cop said,
when you
we're not going to watch you. No, you cannot take
will
a shower.
have a joint shower with everyone.
She said, well, then can I pump? They said, yes, you can pump. And you're like, she wanted to pump with the door closed. Bitch, pull that breast out and do what you got to do. You're not going anywhere that we can't see, period.
Yeah.
You could try to slit your throat for one.
Oh my
If
Lord.
you're embarrassed. But you should,
Or jump out the window.
Not laughing at the slitting of throat, but I am laughing at Becky's reaction. Oh my Lord. I mean, I don't think that they were. I mean, you never know. People are crazy. They were crazy enough to leave their child on the beach.
And
So
type situation.
that would be
But
a
I'm saying
highly
that to
extreme
say,
response.
oh, look, before you arrest me, can I please take a shower, put some makeup on, and put some different clothes on? Because I have sand in my toes.
You don't need
Fuck out of here.
Oh, they're gonna see all of your ass, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to see the bone, okay?
And then when they take them down to the paddy wagon, the police officer there was nice enough to start the vehicle up and start cooling it off for them.
Yes, because she said, it's hot in here.
But
Yeah.
Can I get a fan?
It was very hot in that beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he shouldn't have cooled it off. And like, if it's too hot back there, too bad. Like,
This is how your child felt when you left them for more than an hour.
right.
Your child was hot. Did you think
Yeah.
about your child when you walked away?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I read some comments, people saying that she's basically, they feel like she's just a narcissist because the fact that she never once was like aware of like just all other things around them, worried about the sand, worried about herself, worried about taking a shower, but not worried about your child.
But the thing to me that was more alarming than anything is the fact that when they walked up nonchalantly, nobody ran and said, oh my God, the cops are there. They had the baby in their hand or whatever. They didn't run and even say, where's my baby? What's going on? They didn't say any of that.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. Matter of fact,
would have freaked
I don't think
out.
the baby was
You
there.
know?
I think they took the baby, they had to have the baby checked. So I don't even think the baby was there. They didn't freak out.
Yeah,
So,
you
biscuit eaters.
see police around all your stuff. I mean,
Right. And you don't
I'd be
think?
freaking out.
Yeah, I'd be screaming from running. Like, I'd be
Right?
like, hold the baby. You come walk with the baby. I'm going to see what's going on. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. But of course I wouldn't have been in that situation because
Yeah.
I would
Well,
never.
no.
I would never.
We have too many
So,
people for that shit to happen.
yeah.
I'm watching
Anyway,
other
so
people's
that's,
kids. I don't even have baby kids. When I go to the beach, I'm looking at other people's kids like, hey, your kid is right there. And I'm already walking toward the kid.
I've been doing that too all the time.
Yeah, I'm walking toward the kid already.
Yeah. And she was also worried about DCF sitting with her kids.
Mm-hmm.
You were worried about DCF, but you weren't worried about letting your kid be there by themselves.
Right. And
You
total
know?
strangers. With total strangers.
Yeah.
At least they're not. They have a uniform on and they're doing what they're paid to be done. But
Yeah.
bullshit. Look, bullshit.
So you guys have any more thoughts on that one? If not, I'm going to go on to the next one.
No, I just think they were entitled. If you ask me, I feel like they felt like they can dictate what was going to happen. And
They definitely scared. That's
Mhm.
they got a scare.
Yeah, that's
They got what?
Yeah, they got a scare.
Oh.
Because
But they didn't say anything about wiping their records. That's the difference that I didn't see.
yeah, they got it out easy, but they definitely got a scare, and I bet you they won't do it again.
I bet you they will.
Or even if they do it, they're gonna be extra careful now.
I don't think that, I don't know. At least from the video, it didn't seem like they really learned anything.
I feel like they didn't learn anything either.
They tabs on them, that's all.
Like, oh my God, this is a little bump. How long are we gonna be there? Are we going on vacation? Do we have to check out of our room? How long are we going? Oh, we'll just go somewhere else. You know, to me, that, like you said, they were like, oh, this is a little interruption in our schedule. Okay, fine.
They were out of touch with the reality for sure.
Yes.
All around. All right, the
No
next
crying,
story.
no tears, no nothing about my kids or not. I'm not going to see my kids for a couple of hours, whether the family member gets them or not. No, nothing. No, they're
Yeah,
scared. Can you make sure that they have this doll, or can you make sure that they have this? None of that.
yeah. The next story was the one that we really had. We kind of did a trigger warning in the beginning that you might not want to listen to these stories today because we're going a
Yeah,
little more serious than we normally do.
yeah.
And this next story definitely is a very sad one. It's about two 5-year-old twins, and they do not make it. So, um, if you need to skip, feel free to skip. But
Yes, because it's not pretty at all.
no, no,
And there's going to be a bunch of opinions being said, and you don't really know what happens unless you're in that situation. But and there could have been things done differently for sure,
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Okay, so this story is absolutely devastating. 5-year-old twin sisters were found unresponsive at the bottom of a swimming pool at a vacation rental in Kissimmee, Florida. This post is just from just a few days ago, so it's very fresh. Um, the twins who were visiting from Georgia were discovered inside the private pool at a rental home on Friday morning. Emergency crews rushed to the house shortly after 11 a.m., pulled both girls from the water, and airlifted them to Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. Despite efforts to save both were pronounced dead. The
Oof.
investigators say 4 adults who were staying at the home had left that morning to get food, leaving a 15-year-old at the house with the children.
Hold
Authorities
on,
have not
hold on one
explained
second, Mona.
exactly.
Mona, hold on one second. It appears that in the when you start going further into the story that there was another kid, there was another person in the house besides the 15-year-old. They didn't say how old the person was, but there was
Mhm.
another person in the house with the
I think
15.
it's another child though,
Yeah.
but let's see. Um, Well, I have this one. This is actually just the synopsis from Facebook, but I also have pulled up some more details. But investigators say 4 adults who were staying at the home had left that morning to get food, leaving a 15-year-old at the house with the children. Authorities have not explained exactly what the teenager was told, how long the adults were gone, how the twins reached the pool, or how much time passed before they were found. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office has assigned homicide detectives to the case, which is standard procedure when children die under unexplained circumstances. No arrests have been announced, no charges have been filed. Detectives are now working to determine whether the pool had a child safety fence, working door alarms, or other safeguards, and whether anyone could face consequences for inadequate supervision. So, um, that's the details that I got from Facebook. I also pulled up uh, some details from MSN if it wants to pull back up, or maybe it's not going to work for me. Oh, okay. So a little bit more about the story. The 5-year, okay, we already got that. Uh, there was a GoFundMe for the twins to help the family with their funeral and burial cost. Uh, the young twin sisters are from Georgia. Um, let's see. Tuesday, June 16th, Orange County Medical Examiner's Office stated that the two victims were Parker Sandage and Paisley Sandage, both 5 years old. So sad.
They're so
Um,
cute.
they are so cute.
Oh my
It
God,
said,
they're so cute.
yeah. Um, they say that the cause of death was drowning and it was accidental. And let's see. Police officers were summoned there 11 a.m. local time on Friday, June 12th. Um, we already went over that they were they're busy. Okay, so it says uh the teen that was watching them allegedly fell back to sleep after the adults left, and it was another child in the house who later woke up and saw the twins had vanished.
And they
So
didn't have they said they didn't have gate locks on the pool, which they don't because I've rented several Airbnbs in Kissimmee and you just open up the screen door. They have a screen around the pool area, but there's no screen. I mean, the backyard, but there's no
Yeah,
screen
I've
for
got to
the
check.
pool area. Right.
yeah, I want to talk about the little girls too, because this is very sad, but it's also It sounds like they were very close. It said that
Yes.
you knew these girls. You knew they came as a pair. They were inseparable. They were always following each other side by side in everything they did. They were playful, loving, and endlessly curious with infectious smiles that lit up every room they walked into. To
Yeah.
know Paisley and Parker was to love them. That's sad.
But if you look at all the pictures of them,
Yeah.
uh, they're very, there's a bunch of pictures of them and they're very
Yeah.
close. Very, very close. Yeah.
Let's see.
Man,
Yep. So, like
it's
I said,
very sad.
very heavy, deep story, but we're doing this because we're trying to kind of just bring up like summer safety and, uh, like you said earlier, that family before kind of took that idea of like it takes a village to raise a child like to the next level, but like
Yeah.
it really does. And like I also feel bad for the kids that were left to watch them
Yes.
because
World is not always, or if ever, a
the
good.
survivor guilt they're gonna have,
Yes.
Yeah, but a 15-year-old nowadays is not a reliable nanny. They get distracted. They got games. If they're not fully there, he fell back asleep or she fell back asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't really even. They didn't really know that they were there. That they were supposed to do a job. Clear.
Right.
They're
Well, the
Right.
thing is, I
here.
was,
They must have told them while they were sleeping, "Hey, watch the kid." Like, and then they went back to sleep.
Oh, I mean, how many times have you like walked in like to your child or your significant other or somebody and they're sleeping and you talk to them and you think that they're awake
They're there.
and then they tell you later like, "Oh, you came in there and told me that? I don't
right,
remember that."
right.
This is a
Like
fit.
who knows? Like was that kid awake or was that kid like sleeping and you woke them up and you thought that they got what was going on? Because yeah, you would think a 15-year-old could watch kids, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like I mean, we were just at a Airbnb recently and they did not have a pool fence,
No,
you know, and we
no.
had my 3-year-old grandson there.
Yep.
So,
Everybody was on top of it. You know.
and one of the things I want to personally bring up is like I was once told a long time ago, maybe in like a parenting class or a CPR class or something, but like the more people that you have in a party setting, the higher the chances are that a
Yes.
child will drown.
Yes.
And the reasoning for that is because everybody thinks everybody else is watching the kid.
Yep.
Hey,
And I have always made it a point. I mean, you saw me
To
at
have one
at the
designated person for
well,
sure.
I freaked out at my sister-in-law's party because I was like, "Where's Dakota? Like,
Yeah.
who's watching him?" Because
Yeah.
I lost track of him for a minute, and my mom had too. And like the first thing I do if I'm like in that situation, I go straight to the pool
Yep.
and look and make sure first there that that baby's not in that pool. You know what I mean? But like what I have always done in my situations of having parties and things is if I've left a child that's could not swim um, alone for a minute because I had to run to the restroom or whatever, I would specifically say, "Hey, Pam, I need
Yeah.
you to watch Dakota. I'm
Yes.
going to the bathroom." You know,
Yes.
so you specifically tell somebody,
Yes.
it's your
Yes.
turn and
Yes.
I'll be right back or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yes.
I mean, even like this blow up pool that we have, like we got from Costco last year, it came with like this tag and you could put it on your wrist, I
Yeah.
threw it away because we don't need it. But like, but that's like the idea of like, okay, I'm in charge of this kid right now. But I
Right.
mean, whatever it takes for you to know that you're in charge of that kid,
yes.
you know?
I'm not turning my head. I'm not leaving them. I'm not doing any of that. I'm
Mhm.
super duper aware of it can be like that in a child's home. Because I remember when the kids used to swim when I lived in Clearwater, and the kids used to swim, and Vanessa used to try to go to the other end. No, ma'am. No.
Right.
You're in the
When
center.
when you show me that you can swim, because you can swim, but I'm not comfortable with you. I can swim very well, but I'm
Yeah.
not comfortable with you going to the 9 foot area yet. Show me that I can be responsible, but you're still under you weren't quite a teenager there then. I'm still watching you. I don't care. I don't care if you can swim. I'm still watching you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you know how kids eat and then jump back in the pool? They can get a cramp. Anything can happen. We can do it. It can happen to us. So it
Mhm.
definitely can happen to them.
Yeah. It's such a sad story and I really feel for,
On vacation,
I
they
mean,
stop like
wait. Say again, you kind of cut out for a second.
when people go on vacation, they tend to drop like safety because they're kicking back, they're relaxing and all that. But no, you still have to be on alert, especially if you're in another state that you really don't frequent or don't really know how things move. Why all the adults had to leave and leave just the teen? That's another.
Right.
Why does everybody had to ride to go get food?
Well,
Right.
the one thing that I was going to say that is that when we were looking at the comments, everybody was blaming the parents, blaming the parents, blaming the parents. Again, there's no way I would do that. I would not leave, and I definitely wouldn't leave a teenager because they don't watch kids, period. They're
Yeah.
too busy on their phones. They don't watch kids. I wouldn't leave, I wouldn't be gone with all the adults being gone out of the house and leave a kid there with two other kids. Because number two, you're in an Airbnb. You don't know who lives over there or who's over there or who's over there. They can knock on the door and the kid's thinking, oh, this is not my house. Let me just open the door. Because
Right.
that can happen as well.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, well, at the one that we just stayed at when we were in Florida, the pool guy came and did like pool work one day.
right,
We didn't know he was coming. They didn't tell us. He probably
right,
comes there every week at a certain day. I don't know who that pool guy is.
right.
I don't
Exactly.
know if he's a sexual predator or not.
If
I mean,
he's looking around,
I'm
like,
not trying to like throw that out there and say that that guy was in any way, shape, or form.
yeah, but we're saying that
Wait,
you don't know.
Becky, your mic's not. Sometimes when you're talking, it's just I see you, but it's not picking you up.
What about now?
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. What'd you
Yeah.
just say?
I said, yeah, all of those things. Sometimes people just forget about thinking of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
I
yeah,
mean,
pool guy, and he could have scoped out the area, whatever, anything.
He could have been
right.
looking to see if there's any men around,
Who's
or if it's
there?
just women, if they're drinking, what's going on. There's
Right.
kids. He could have been doing anything because sometimes they'll go past a door and check the door to see if the door is open or unlocked or locked. They don't know, but they don't know that
Right.
they have sleuths like us around who's checking door. I'm locking the door. I don't care. Everybody's in the house. I might go to the bathroom. You think I'm going to the bathroom, but I'm going to check that door back there to make sure that
Yep.
that door is locked because the kids' room is over here. The adults' room is over there. I'm
We
going to
get
lock that door.
and people, but you still
Yes,
throw caution to the wind. You cannot.
yes,
You can't.
yes.
I
Never.
mean, unfortunately,
Set up for
yeah.
that. So make it. Some criminals, let's say it like that, make it to where they target right vacation areas.
Yes,
True.
It happen.
Yeah, because a lot of times those service people and stuff know that that's a rental,
yes, yes,
Exactly.
And so,
yes,
yeah, you're going to get, sometimes people that are, that are predators that are looking for that type of setup. It's just, again, these are like safety awareness. It's summertime and you got to be so, so vigilant, like for each other and, and
yes.
especially for your kids, like,
And
like,
you definitely want to leave, be on vacation with people have that will actually help you. Like you
right,
get up and go to the bathroom, and
Yeah, that
before you even say, "Can you watch my child?" They're like, "I got him. Don't worry, I got him."
I
right.
would
You know.
say one could still enjoy because everybody carries the load.
Yes, yes.
Right. And
It takes a village.
I haven't investigated that house further at all. I haven't had time to look into that house to see what their setup was. But like I said, the one we stayed at, I mean, it had a fence around the backyard, but there wasn't a particular pool fence, which I mean, I didn't care. Like, and the doors had safety locks on them, like
And they
high up
had big.
locks.
I think they had. Did
So
they have noises on it too? Like if you open it, did they have a noise or something?
I don't know if it did or not, you know.
Hmm.
So I'm sure it was compliant with whatever it needed to be, but I'm
Right.
just saying I haven't looked into this house further to see, but I mean there's just so many, I'm sure so many things that the parents and family, the whole families of like
Well,
what if we did this different? What if we did that different, So
and it doesn't matter how much money you have. That's not going to keep your child safe because Usher had a house with a pool, and his son or stepson drowned in the pool.
yeah. Well, this was a rental, so they were renting it, but and that's another thing too is like, you know, teach your children to swim, you know, like
Yes.
from a very young age, even if you don't have a pool. Like they said they're from Georgia, so I mean, I don't know if they live over near the coast in Georgia or not, you know, but like
Very-
they definitely, or if they have pools
There's
where they're at
pools.
or whatever.
Trust me,
But
there's
like you
pools
said earlier, kids are attracted
to
to
water,
water.
period. There's pools
Puddles,
everywhere. There's
pools,
not just, there's pools everywhere.
right.
all that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, maybe if they knew how to swim, they would have been out there swimming in the pool, and it would have been a different story,
But then you drill
So,
into their head like 9,000 times. Not that they listen all the time. Put this on before you get in the pool. Like nope, get out, you're staying out. If you do that enough, they're like, wait, even if you're not around, let me put this thing on because she could be looking from heaven down
yeah.
at me. And I'm going to
Well,
get,
I mean, you heard me, like with Dakota, I would always
yeah.
say
Oh, yeah.
things like, you can only swim with an adult and stuff like that. Now, not to say that his little 3-year-old brain is going to remember it, but you hope that if you're saying it over and over and over, that,
But I also remember when Dakota wanted to take the things off. We were watching it. He wanted to take it off because he was like I can swim, and he did it, and he didn't like it because he didn't like the way the water did it. So he's like, no, I need that back on. I need that. So I was like,
so we
that's
put the
cool.
little vest back on.
Yeah, he was like, no, I'm not taking this vest off. No, sir, I didn't like that. And
Well, he was getting overconfident, so I was like, let's try it without your vest so you can see, like what your body does without a vest.
And he didn't like it. He was like,
Yeah.
no, nope, that's not for me.
Yeah, but yeah, so
for kids safety, and we're in summer, so yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I think the takeaway is like make sure an adult is in charge of those little ones, like don't put that pressure that like I feel for that 15-year-old. I'd be keeping a close eye on that 15-year-old because that 15-year-old is gonna be having so much
right.
guilt.
There you go, Becky. Therapy.
Yes.
Whether they exhibit it now or not, they still need therapy because it's going to still be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to think it's their fault.
Yes.
Yeah. So therapy is definitely recommended for sure.
Hearts are with that family, and we're with that 15-year-old.
Yes.
Don't blame.
No, I blame the adults in this.
I do too. Definitely. Because you should. I mean, I don't care who you are. You shouldn't leave a 15-year-old in charge.
Well, they could have taken the little ones with them.
Yes.
Leave the 15-year-old at home. That's fine. A 15-year-old can take care of themselves.
Yes.
Hopefully they know how to swim.
Yeah, since they all wanted to go grab food, they should have taken the kids. Yep.
Yeah. I feel like that absolutely 100%. The 15-year-old can stay home and you take the cute little girls because you're going to get looks because everybody's going to like, oh, they're so cute because they absolutely look identical.
Yeah, they were
adorable. All the pictures that they show, they're so cute. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I don't know how old the other kid was. I don't know if I don't know which person found them. If it was one of the kids, that is tragic too. So
yes, absolutely. Well, I feel like the kid, even though they didn't say the name, we have to look into it more. But even though they didn't say the age of the other kid, it had to be an older kid, like a teenager as well. Because why would a young kid look for the little girls? It would have to be like, where's such and such? Where are the girls at?
Yeah,
that's going to be a lot of trauma.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very sad stories, but we're just trying to raise awareness to not take your eyes off these little guys, especially the more people that there are, the more you need.
And especially around like you said, especially around water too. And another thing too, and this is a little distracted, is only because I'm retired and I see a lot of things that when your kids outside riding their bikes or using their scooters or roller skates or whatever it is, you have to watch them too because there's so many people out there driving. There's new drivers every year. There's new drivers. Remember that, and they're on their phones. They're not looking, and they could run into the kid.
Yeah,
and it's like, oops, oh my God, because I just saw something on the news with this girl. The school bus was stopped. The little boy was standing there. He was getting ready to get on the bus. And she blew through there and hit the boy and ran into the house.
Was she on an electric bike or something?
No, she was in the car. Oh. The boy was standing at the bus stop getting ready to get on the bus, and the clearly can see the stop sign out, and
Mhm.
I guess at the last minute, she said she was probably on her phone because she said, "Oh my God, I was distracted,"
Yeah.
and she ran into she hit the boy, he knocked him over there, and she ran into the house. Thank God she had the wherewithal to get out and go check on the kid
And not run.
and not run. Yes, well, she hit somebody's
Yeah.
house, so there's
And
no
I
way you
think
can run.
I
It's a
think
lot.
what people should be aware of is when you're driving these vehicles and you are distracted like that, or you're hitting somebody, you're essentially turning that vehicle into a weapon.
Yes,
Yeah.
And if
yes,
you think that you're going to say, oh, I wasn't on my phone,
bullshit.
blah blah blah, because you think you're going to close stuff out, or you think you're in incognito mode, or whatever it is that you think that
It's
they
not
can't
gonna happen.
see what you were doing, they can see what you were doing.
Oh,
Right.
I
yes.
mean, I can
Dude,
tell you from when we lost Kaylee and the police officers went through her phone and stuff, they could go back for years, years
but
and
another
go through
thing
her phone.
too, Mona, as well. Another thing too is, I feel like in the summertime when kids are home,
Oh, yes.
that's where you see. Like I've already heard of about 5 or 6 accidents involving kids and other kids hitting
Mm-hmm.
them because they're
Yeah.
on their phones. They're not paying attention to what's
So,
going on.
yeah, this last holiday that just passed, that's when my daughter got hit. The she
Mm-hmm.
accident, and she was sandwiched between two cars. So the
Oh
first
wow.
braked near downtown Tampa. She braked, but the car behind her was on the phone going 60,
Yeah,
Wow.
and lit on her car.
yeah.
So
So
here,
they never hit the brakes.
no, never.
Well, that's the same thing that happened to me right outside of where I live. I don't want to say it, but right outside where I live. I
Mm.
was coming from the store and I literally was debating long before then. I hate this store, but I need this real quick. Should I go? And I kept debating and I was like, just go get it.
I know
I
because
went to the store.
uh,
Hell yeah, I went to the store, picked up what I had to pick up. Everything's cool. There's not a lot of traffic. I'm sitting here. I couldn't turn because there was a car maybe 5 or 6 inches in front of me that was stopped to where I can turn off and go. So I had to wait. And there was a car behind me, and then there was, I guess, the young boy was coming off of the exit, and he was distracted. He said it. He was looking at his phone, looking at the directions because he was lost, and he hit the car behind me, and that car behind me hit mine. I was
Mm.
like, "What the fuck?" And I think I had the car like a month or two. The fuck, man, what?
as a
And the
car,
Yeah.
guy, don't get me wrong, I feel really bad for him because he did say, and he probably was like 25, 26. He said, "I'm so sorry. I was in pain. I don't know where I am. I was looking at
yes,
he was looking at the GPS on his car, and he said, I put my head up, and next thing I know, it was stopped. Everybody
And that's
stopped.
it. I mean, it just takes seconds,
Yes, and that's
literal
what happened.
seconds.
So
literally.
How is your daughter
so
doing?
yeah, how is she doing?
Oh, she's going to therapy, and yeah, we're
But she
going,
didn't have any major injuries, right?
just neck pain and like spinal like swelling and things like that. So
Yeah.
therapy several times a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Well,
can't discuss that under her lawyer's can't discuss that.
well, the reason I asked if that one girl was on an electric bike, because that's another thing that I've been hearing is there's a lot of kids on these electric scooters, electric bikes and things, and they're not obeying, motorcycles, like off-road little motorcycles, ATVs and stuff, especially like up here in Tennessee out in the country, they're not obeying the traffic laws, like stopping
Vanessa
at stop signs and things. So,
Vanessa
you know,
has one. And
yeah.
she's always on her phone. And I'm like, why are you letting her drive? I don't understand why you're letting her use that thing. She never gets off her phone.
It's so dangerous
Yes.
because now she's on her phone, a car driving by her, maybe they're on their phone and then they
Yes.
glance up and go, "Oh my gosh,"
Yes. Yes.
Hi.
So
Yeah.
there's a little old dude who walks down a major road we have here. And I guess he walks to the store every day and there's no sidewalk. And so
Yeah.
it's just a two-lane road and cars, I mean, the speed limit's like 45 or 50. And so, and he has not very good posture. He's kind of older, so he's kind of like a little hunched over and stuff. So I don't think he can see real well. But anyway, he walks every day around lunchtime or so. And I used to always tell my girls, especially, like, if you're driving up and down this road, you do not be on your phone, because
Right.
he'll come around a curve and he'll be right there. And it's like, if you're not paying attention, I can't believe he hasn't been hit. Like, I really
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah. So I guess, like, some of our, if I were to summarize our safety tips, it would be, to stay vigilant, stay aware, put your phone down. Like, it's okay. Like, whatever it is you want to look at, it's going to be there when you get to where you're going. Like,
Right.
it doesn't need to be seen while you're watching your kid in the pool, or because that it can happen in a split second there too.
Yep.
Maybe you're distracted on your phone, and the kid goes under and you don't realize it. Because
Right.
drowning is a quiet thing. It's not loud.
Yep.
So if it gets too quiet,
It
there's a
is
reason.
definitely, yes.
So anyway, what are y'all safety tips?
I just say be aware of your surroundings. As far as I'm concerned with a kid, it's best to, even if you're walking on a sidewalk, walk as close to the yard instead of right on the corner, and have your kid on the yard side of you, not on the outside of you. Because I see people doing that, and I just want to stop the car and get out and slap them, because it's like, dude, how are you going to save your kid if your kid, that doesn't make any daggone sense.
Yeah.
You can't save your kid by letting your kid walk. This is the sidewalk. This is the house. This is the street. The kid's right here. Get
Mm-hmm.
your foot
And
over there. Like, come on.
mainly stay vigilant and think
Yeah.
what others may do. You may
Yeah.
do, right? But also think of the ifs, the what ifs. So
Even when the grandkids come over, and like the girls and the boys come over, whenever they're riding the bikes outside and I see a car, and it says dead end on one end. But ever when I see a car coming down the block, I'm like, stop loud. And they all know to stop and get off your bike, because they already know if one of them doesn't do it, none of us are riding bikes. And they don't want that to happen. So everybody normally, because I already tell them before, if I say stop and any one of you keep going, nobody's going to ride the bike. Nobody's right. And they go, well, that's not fair. I don't care.
hey,
Like, I don't care. There's one person, there's one of me and there's six of y'all. Nope. If one person doesn't listen, nobody's riding the bikes. So,
Well, that's how you get them to be accountable to each other.
yes,
It's like,
yes,
hey, you got to do that, or
yes.
else,
And I really haven't
everyone's
had
not
a
going to let us
problem.
do this.
Right. And I really haven't had a problem with them. Like, whenever I say stop, they stop and they get off the bike and they stand there and let the car go by, and the car will slow down and let the car go by. And then I'm looking, and then I go, okay, go back. And then they'll get on the bike and go back.
Yeah. And while you got that one up, or that tip up, like, also, like, if you're driving through neighborhoods and, yes, there's not kids out like there used to be, but
no,
they are out, like
Yes.
up here in Tennessee, the last couple of days, we had like no humidity and like mid to upper 70s
Oh my God,
temperatures.
that's so
Oh,
awesome.
sun out, beautiful. So many people are out. So,
Yeah.
when you see those little kids going out, just like slow down, maybe come to almost a stop and just make sure they see you,
Yes.
as a driver, delivery driver, we kind of like beep beep our horn, just to kind of let them know we're coming, and the kids love it. And I'll do extra beeps for the kids, and I always wave to them and stuff, because I just want to know I see you,
Yeah.
you see
Yep.
me.
Yep.
Like, let's not do anything crazy.
And I
I
feel
go
like
a little slower than usual. Like, let's get to where we're going and let's all stay alive.
I'm a speeder. I don't want to admit that, but I'm a speeder. I drive a little fast, but I'm definitely a kid person. So I'm definitely not doing it
Mm-hmm.
when there's kids around. If I'm a speeder, I'm a speeder on the highway. But I'm
Right.
not, if I'm in a neighborhood, there's no way I'm doing that. No way.
Yeah.
And
It's
when
not worth
people
it.
ride past me, I'm like, if you don't slow down, and if they try to stop the car, like they're scaring me, they got the right one, don't they, girl, ladies? They got the right
Yeah.
one, because I'm walking up to you, because I'm not afraid of you.
yep,
What you need to
You
do is
better
get
duck.
Get yourself a little basket of like beach balls and
Yeah.
like when just throw them out in the road as they drive by. Like it'll freak them out, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
that's a
you
good
know, if you
idea.
see a ball going across the road, there's probably a kid chasing it.
That's a great. You know what? You got to say that again, Mona. That's a great. Here's a tip for anybody who has kids around them kids are playing in the street, because I feel like if you live there, you could play in the street.
Yeah, and the beach ball's not going to hurt somebody's car, so if it hits it, you know, maybe it'll
That's a
teach them a lesson.
great tip.
Yeah, I say get a basket, fill it with some beach balls, and when you got speeders coming through, just throw it out there, you know, as they go by or as they're coming, and freak them out a little bit. And then if they do hit it, you'd be like, that could have been a kid.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a great tip. Now I'm going to go
some
for
diva
live
safety
balls.
awareness.
Yes. Yeah, that's. Hey.
Oh,
You got $1 billion idea there. There you go, Diva.
We get the diva beach balls.
Yes, that's a
Diva
great
merch.
tip. Yes. Now we need some Diva.
tip.
We will soon. Diva beach balls coming to a place near you soon.
Or online.
Or you can order.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
That's funny.
That's totally.
All right. Well, let's wrap this one up. Who wants to wrap it up?
Thank you.
Guys, for being with us for another Distracted Divas live. And we hope to see you soon. Please take these tips as they are great tips for the summer. And if you could also comment ones that you have of yourself.
Yes.
Tune in to any of your social media outlets. You can tune in, like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Yes. Send us your comments. We want to know about your safety tips.
Yes.
Or if you have any good hacks like the beach ball one.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Sorry for the deep stuff today, but sometimes we got to go deep.
It has to be.
Can't always be laughing.
We can, but you know,
Well,
we can go. We can laugh a little bit.
We can be serious and laugh.
Yeah,
have to be done. So
yeah,
absolutely.
And my condolences to that family. So,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because that's going to be a hard one for a while.
The girls were absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
I did look at the pictures.
I'll get their pictures and put them on here.
Yeah, they were absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. Sorry to the.
All right. Well, let's get out of here, Divas.
All right.
Diva out.
Don't leave, Becky. Bye, Divas.
Bye-bye.